Welcome to BSc Statistics students. In this lesson, I discuss one of the problem of degeneracy in a linear programming problem, which means if a linear programming problem involves the problem of degeneracy, or in solving a linear programming problem, if you get the problem of degeneracy, then how to resolve it. So this problem explains that. So this is the problem: maximize z is equal to and subject to the constraints, given constraints. 3 constraints are given here and non-negative restrictions. So which is a problem of linear programming problem, which is a linear programming problem. You have to solve this linear programming problem. Of course, nothing will be specified in the examination that it is a problem of degeneracy, hence resolve it. If it is given like that, then definitely we can solve it. Otherwise, whenever you get the problem of degeneracy, you have to solve it. So this problem will not be given separately in the examination, right? Start the solvation of the linear programming problem by using simplex procedure. As usual, simplex procedure, because all the constraints are less than or equal to, so directly we can use simplex. No big M and 2 phase are not required. Big M or 2 phase. So directly we can use it. The simplex procedure, as usual, simplex procedure, less than or equal to constraint for first of all maximization objective function, okay. Right hand side constant 2, 10, 12 or greater than or equal to 0, it's okay, or positive. And then now you have to go for third step, introduction of the slack and surplus variables. So because all less than or equal to constraints, you have to introduce a slack variable and show that convert inequation of the constraint into equation. So first one, x1 plus x2, x1 plus x2 plus x3, because the two variables here are original and third variable I have considered it is equivalent to 2. Similarly, second one, 5x1 plus 2x2 plus x4, x3 was introduced, plus x4 is equal to 10, and the third constraint 3x1 plus 8x2 plus x5, x4 is also introduced, is equivalent to 12. So where x3 greater than or equal to 0, x4 greater than or equal to 0 and x5 greater than or equal to 0 are slack variables, which are slack variables, right? And now what you have to get the initial objective function, we have to get the modified objective function. Modified objective function, it is going to be constructed. The objective function, it is going to be considered, it is z is equivalent to be 5x1 plus 3x2 plus now 3 slack variables introduced, 0 into x3, for which you have to put the cost as 0, 0 into x4 plus 0 into x5. This is what modified objective function. And now you have to calculate initial basic feasible solution, initial basic feasible solution, basic feasible solution, which is to be considered as xb. Xb is equal to b inverse b. This is what the formula, which implies xb. Xb is nothing but 3 vectors are there, x3 for which y4, y5, y6 and x3, x4, x5, which are the variables in the basic solution, and right hand side constants vector is 2, 10, 12. So I finish directly. The initial basic feasible solution is x3 is equal to 2, x4 is equal to 10, x5 is equal to 12. This is what the initial basic feasible solution. So this is what the xb. So initial basic feasible solution. This one you have to write down in the first column of the simplex table. I have already constructed the simplex table, for which I write here, I identified the vectors here, y1, y2, y3, y4, y5. Since there are 5 vectors and 5 variables, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, so the corresponding coefficient matrix of coefficient vectors of the x1, x2, x3, x4 are y1, y2, y3, y4, y5. x1, y1 is 1, 5, 3, y2 is 1, 2, 8, y3 1, 0, 0, y4 0, 1, 0, y5 0, 0, 1. So right hand side constants 2, 10, 12, which is initial basic feasible solution, directly we have obtained. So I have constructed simplex table 1. So I am entering into the simplex table 1. So what we have to write in the first column of the simplex table is xb. What is xb? Just now we have considered the initial solution 2, 10, 12. So right hand y1, all y's, I represent all y's, y1, y2, y3 and all, and y3, y4, y5, these are the three another vectors I have constructed up to y2. So therefore y1, y2, y3, y4, y5, these are the additional vectors. So for which you have to fill all the values here. I am 1, 5, 3, the values here for y5 1, 5, 3, y2 it is 1, 2, 8, and y3 1, 0, 0, and y4 0, 1, 0, and y5 0, 0, 1. That is what the value. Cj, the objective function. The objective function is 5, 3, 0, 0, 0. The basis matrix YB it is going to be represented by 1, 0, 0, first one it is y3, 0, 1, 0, second one y4, it is an order y5, 0, 0, 1. So corresponding costs are 0, 0, 0. Now what you have to calculate Z, 0 into 2, 0 into 10 plus 0 into 12, it is 0. Zj minus Cj, Cb Yj minus Cj, Cb Yj minus Cj. It is going to be calculated by 0 into 1 plus 0 into 5 plus 0 into 3. So these are all costs are 0. Therefore it is 0 minus 5, 0 minus 3. It is minus 3. It is 0, 0, 0. Because which are the vectors in the basis matrix. So minus 5, minus 3. Most negative is minus 5, and corresponding vector it is y1. Therefore y1 enters. Y1 enters. Now you have to calculate minimum ratio x minimum of xbi by yir, and where yir is going to be greater than 0. This is what the formula is equal to. Minimum of xbi. What is xbi? 2 by 1, 10 by 5, 12 by 3. So 2 by 1, 10 by 5, and 12 by 3. Now you observe here 2 by 1 is 2, 10 by 5 is 2, 12 by 3 it's 4. So both are 2. So here it is 2 is the minimum value which is obtained in two places, 2 by 1, 10 by 5. Both 2's are minimums. So it is what the minimum value it is going to be considered. This is what 2 and 2. It is minimum value, one such minimum value. So that there is a tie, it is going to be considered. Either we can also consider minimum of 2, 2. So still it is one unique minimum is not obtained. Unique minimum is not attained. 2 and 2. So therefore, which occurs 2 is a minimum value. It is occurs at two particular elements, 1 and 5. That is, I am rounding off 1 and 5. Here are the two particular elements here. So now we have, this is a problem of degeneracy. If the minimum ratios are same for two particular elements, which is not obtained unique, then it is a problem of degeneracy. If the two minimum ratios are same, so the two minimum ratios are same, which is a problem of degeneracy. So hence we have to resolve the problem of degeneracy. So and pivotal element was not discovered yet, because unique minimum ratio is not discovered. So then for this it is a problem of degeneracy. Please note down that therefore it is a problem of degeneracy. Problem of degeneracy, and you solve degeneracy. You solve the problem of degeneracy in linear programming problem. So for which you have to consider degeneracy table. What is the problem of what is the degeneracy table? You have to arrange the basis matrix first. That is, what is the basis matrix here? y3, y4, y5. So I am considering y3, y4, y5 first. y3, y4, y5, and then remaining vectors, which means y1, y2 remains. So y1, y2 remains. So hence the cost 0, 0, 0. Here the cost is 5 and 3, and the vectors in as usual vectors y3, y4, y5, and xb it is as usual 2, 10, 12, and y3 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, and y4 0, 1, 0, y5 0, 0, 1, and y1 it is 1, 5, 3, and y2 it is 1, 2, 8. Now you identify what are the elements got tied. The minimum ratio is tied for which elements? It is for in y1, we have indicated, I am indicating here, it is minus 5 and it is minus 3, remaining net valuations are zeros, and z is equivalent to be 0, this, since these are the 0 values, right. Minus 5 corresponding y1 vector, corresponding to y1 there are two particular elements got same unique, same particular minimum ratio for which 1 and 5. So therefore instead of xb we have to consider the first vector of the basis matrix, that is this y3. So we have to consider y3 and y1. In y1 only two elements 1 and 5. Now you have to calculate minimum ratio by using first vector, that is I am writing the formula here, minimum ratio, again I am calculating minimum of elements of first column of basis matrix, first column of basis matrix, matrix which is y3 elements, which is y3 elements divided by elements of pivotal column, that is which column it is going to be occurred and for which tie occurs. What I write? For which tie occurs. For which tie occurs. For only the elements you have to consider for which tie occurs, which means you see here in the basis matrix you have to calculate 1 0 with minimum ratio for 1 0 and 1 5. That is, I am calculating, it is equivalent to be the minimum of 1 divided by 1. 1 divided by 1, comma 0 divided by 5, 0 divided by 5. So first one is 1, second one is 0, minimum is 0, corresponding to the element 5. So therefore the pivotal element is 5. I'm making star here. That is what 5. I rounded off and star. That is the, now the problem of degeneracy is resolved. Therefore degeneracy is dissolved. Degeneracy problem is resolved. Problem is resolved. If not resolved, then you have to consider second basis matrix. Second elements of the second column of the basis matrix, 0, 1, 0. You have to consider this. So this is what the resolving degeneracy. Do you understand? Instead of xb, that is 2 and 10, we have to consider 1 and 0. The elements of the first column of the basis matrix as xbi. So you see here in calculating, previously we have calculated 2 by 1, 10 by 5. For which tie occurs, you have to calculate again. If you get tie, then you have to calculate in the calculation of minimum ratio. If you get tie, then you have to calculate minimum ratios by using first column of the basis matrix, elements of the first column of the basis matrix, that is 1 0 0, and for which only you have to calculate these ratios for which tie occurs. Tie occurs for 1 and 5. If 1 and 3, then you have to consider 1 and 0. If 5 and 3, then you have to consider 0 and 0. So this is what the procedure. For only those elements, if tie occurs, then you have to consider those elements only. Then after resolving degeneracy, again you have to go and formulate simplex table. So you have to formulate a simplex table by, that is, you have to go back to the simplex table 1. Go back to the simplex table 1 and you identify the pivotal element. Now the pivotal element is 5. I put star mark here. 5 is pivotal element. You consider R1, now R2, R3. Now pivotal element decided. Therefore you note down clearly what is the element. It is the pivotal element and which vector leaves. Corresponding to y5, corresponding to 5, the element you have y4. Therefore y4 leaves. You please note down here. Therefore y4 leaves. Therefore y4 leaves and 5 is pivotal element. Pivotal element. Pivotal element. These are the working. These are the points you have to write after resolving degeneracy. After resolving degeneracy, you have to again go back to simplex table 1 and you have to write clearly what is the vector it is going to be leave from the basis, that is y4. Y4 leaves here. Y4 corresponding to y4 you have y5. Corresponding to the element 5 you have y4. Therefore y4 leaves and 5 is the pivotal element. These are the 2 points you have to write and you have to enter into the simplex table 2. This is what the simplex table 2. simplex table 2, what you have to write at first, what are the changes are required. Y4 leaves and Y1 enters. Therefore, it is Y3, it is Y1, it is Y5. The corresponding costs are 0. Y1, the cost corresponding 5, 3, 0, 0, 0. So these are the remaining three vectors, Y3, Y4, Y5. So this is what the another simplex table 2 I am formulating. And Y1, the Y1 cost is 5 and Y5 cost is 0. And you have remaining operations, you have to calculate R1 dash, R2 dash, R3 dash. Okay, so this is what the part 1 I'll consider. I explain this problem of degeneracy in the part 2 again. So this is the end of the part 1, and I continue in part 2. Thank you very much.